Welcome back to Katawa Shoujo, everybody. Episode 103. A brief history of time. Oh, don't step on that. So I've been listening to these people talk for a while. Why are you trying to step on the keyboard? Why you gotta be like this, huh? Why you gotta be like this? Why can't you just be cool? Why can't you just be cool, man? Why can't you just be cool? Why you gotta step on the keys, bro? Yeah. So, back in the ladies' thing, last time we had just been, like assault. Hey! Don't eat the bread! Hey! Don't eat my bread! Shit, I don't eat my bread. This cat is ridiculously... Oh my god, get away from my food. No, what are you doing? No, stop doing this. Oh my god, stop eating my bread. What the hell? You have your own food. You realize that, don't you? Anyway. Hang on. Hang on. Shouldn't have eaten before I started then. You could have eaten before. You have food. Okay. I joined the flow of students exiting the open door and turned the corner into the hallway, only to end up face to face with Hanako. Whoa! Hey, Hanako! Good afternoon, Hisao. Silence falls between us as busily chatting students pass us by. She's fidgeting constantly, her eyes drawn to her rather unremarkable footwear. Don't be drinking my water. Eating my bread and drinking my bloody water. What is this? I make the bridge of my nose and my fingers while I take the bridge of my nose and my fingers. I was like, while I blink my eyes heavily in an attempt to make things seem clearer. I'm barely staying awake as it is. Hanako, you want to say something? What is it? What the fuck is it, Hanako? Say what you want to do. God damn it. I wanted to give you this. She holds out a small rectangular piece of paper. I blink again to make out the text through barely open eyes, slowly starting to make out what's written. Eggs 2, bread loaf 1, whole grain cereal 1, time 1. A shopping list? I look upwards, raising an eyebrow. I usually go shopping with Lily, but I can't come, so... We'd run errands for you? It's okay if you don't want to, I just thought that maybe... She's panicking. I sigh. Yet another battle lost, though this time by a weakly fought surrender. I smile tiredly and rest a hand on her head to calm her down. Calm down, baby. Have a piece of cheese. Fortunately, I pat too hard and concave her head in. Stop it! That's twisted. It's fine. I was going to go anyway. Just the stuff on the list. She nods, then bows deeply twice, as if to make her gratitude perfectly clear. We were going to meet outside the school gates at 6. Thank you. I was going to get it, but I need to study for the test tomorrow. Test? Oh, that's right. Science. How you doing with it? She brightens ever so slightly. I've been spending more time on it than before. I think I can do okay. Good work, then. I set fires to fill the joy inside. When I was in the wound, I ate my twin. Guess what that's from? She too starts smiling and much more earnestly than I at that. I have full confidence that I can do fine in it without any extra studying, but the fact that she's putting in the effort instead of just reading in the library is heartening. I'll grab your stuff and take it to your dorm in the evening. See ya. See ya! I'll see you later, see ya! I'll see you later, Hanako. Goodbye, baby. Wow. With a small wave, we part ways. I'll go do your homework before meeting Lily. I should be able to take care of it in time. Wrangling with a particularly complicated math problem has caused me to be a little late for my meeting with Lily. Only a couple of minutes, but enough to make me step smartly out into the courtyard and to the school gate. I make a right turn and start my way towards the small town below. leaving a few students turning the other way to the bus station. I slip my right hand into my pocket as I walk in the orange sunlight of dusk. Thankfully, the sweltering summer's heat started to die down, making way for a pleasantly cool breeze. When I stretch my hands high above... I'm going to see what's going on outside here. Alright. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just get a little bit of drama. When I stretch my hands high above my head, a familiar figure takes form, cane in her right hand. Ah, Lily. She stops and turns around, swiveling her head slightly to try and work out exactly where the voice came from. Hey, it's me. Hisao. I quickly catch up to her, while coming in beside her and matching her slow pace as we resume walking. Oh, good afternoon, Hisao. Hi there. I glance up at the sky. A distinct tinge of orange discolours the clouds, washing the footpath in its light. Long shadows from the trees fall across the wide road down the hill. So, Hisao, what brings you here? Just going to town to grab some groceries. Hanako sent me. Hanako sent you? Yeah, she needed to study for a test tomorrow. I was going to come down anyway, so I'll just buy her stuff as well. Unspoken is that Lily really could use some help to get food, but it's an obvious fact that neither of us needs to state. Oh, it's good to hear she's studying for it. I thought the same thing when she asked me to come with you. We continue walking down the street, a familiar sound of her cane echoing through the air as we go. Except for the occasional passing car and the leaves whispering in the branches, there's a blissful silence. Thank God I can finally relax for the first time today. I glance over at Lily, which is like... Sorry. That porcelain face of hers never seems to lack that air of relaxed confidence. I guess the same could be said for her personality too. As she silently walks, her face remaining pointed to the street ahead of her, I look ahead and savour the cool air blowing over my face. This is probably the calmest moment I've ever had since about the about face my life took so recently. To have it while walking to get some groceries. What a weird life. I feel the crumpled up note rubbing against my hand in my pocket and pull it out to check its contents. Let's see here. Eggs, bread, cereal, thyme, lettuce, shaved ham. He's like, what the fuck is she? You making a food bomb? That sounds like quite a bit to carry back on along with your own. Yeah, just how much does this girl eat anyway? My mind suddenly clicks that yes, there actually is a person beside me. Wait, I mean, it's a fair question. She laughs wholeheartedly. Oh my Hisao. He giggles punctuate her words, though she's making a little effort to suppress them. Quite direct today, aren't we? Yeah, you got me there. Still, it is quite a bit. Usually I go shopping with Hanako, so I know what she buys. It's the same thing every week. Huh? She's a good cook? Oh, she's a good cook, is she? Make my wife, Hisao enough. Bad Hisao. It's usually me who ends up cooking. I used to do so for Akira, so it's no problem. Doing it for Hanako as well. You can cook? But you can cook, but you can't see. You want to know what colors I like, but you can't see. You think I'm handsome, but you can't see. Yeah, guys, that's how we get it. Okay. A short hum with an amused lilt emanates from beside me. I wonder if the fact that she seems amused by my comments so often is actually genuine, or if it's just from a want to make more comfortable in addressing her blindness. There are ways around it. Some meals are more difficult to cook than others because of being unable to see what I'm doing. But it usually only takes a little more time. Fingers can double as a very useful measurement tool. For example... It makes sense. What about knives? It makes sense, but she'd have to be pretty careful not to hurt herself. I wonder how many times that's happened, given that it sounds like she's cooked alone for possibly years while Akira worked and her parents were gone. With that, the conversation trails off. Compared to the awkward silence of Hanako, Lily seems genuinely content to say what she thinks and stay quiet when there's nothing to say. The slick road under my feet is bathed in an orange glow, the occasional fallen leaf crunching underfoot as we talk. I let out a deep yawn, my lack of sleep coming back to haunt me. Did you not get much sleep last night? I couldn't sleep at all for the last 2 nights. Probably insomnia. just a short bout of insomnia. Just like a granule of insomnia. Lily's face suddenly becomes worried. It feels like a personal failure every time she gets worried about my well-being. Even if it's genuinely nice to know someone who cares. You have insomnia? Aren't you going to see the nurse about it? Nah, no real need. It's happened before a few times. My meds screw up my sleeping occasionally. Oh, I'm sorry. Come on, it's not your fault. At least I shouldn't have any trouble getting to sleep tonight. You do worry me sometimes. I worry you? I reach around and scratch the back of my head. I kind of want to address this. Hey, Lily. I don't mean to sound weird, but please try to forget about my heart condition. Okay, and then you forget about the fact she's blind. How about that? But you can't, can you? It's not that easy. Not that easy. No, you can't ask that and then not do the exact same thing that you just asked them to do. She looks kind of lost. I guess what I'm trying to get at is, just don't treat me differently because of it. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. That's... Wow, I can't believe he just said that. Fuck you, Hisao. What do you do over everything else to everyone in this fucking visual novel game? Oh my god. Hypocrisy, thy name is Hisao. Seriously. OMG. She bows her head slightly, her white cheeks reddening almost imperceptibly. It's only natural to worry about those around you. Well, it's still nice to know there's someone like that out there. It may be somewhat embarrassing to say, but it's the truth. Lily takes a breath to regain her composure and manages a gentle smile, though her cheeks remain flushed. The final downhill walk to the store passes in silence. Welcome! Hello! What would you like? I suppose I'll get the stuff first, and Hannah goes on the second round. I grab 2 well-worn red baskets from the stack beside the entrance and pass one to Lily. Just as she did before, she lays it on the ground and slides her retracted cane between the basket's handles before picking it up with her right hand. When she takes hold of my arm in her own, I'm surprised at just how fast this kind of casual contact became so natural. Oh, it's contact. Oh. Mostly due to the necessity, no doubt. Shall we? Sure. While we navigate around the store, the odd person occasionally passing by us pays us no heed at all. It's nice, compared to the stares and whispers around the city. Check out that blonde with that ugly guy. What's going on? As we reach each aisle, they're not staring at what you think they are. As we reach each aisle, I quickly check with Lily what she needs and grabs it along with what I want, putting our items into their respective baskets. It's an odd feeling to be dependent on so much for something so basic as shopping. Hanako would be practically a necessity for her to pick out what she wants after all. Right, I'm pretty much done with both my stuff and Hanako's. You needed anything else, Lily? No, it should be everything. Off we go then. Oddly, there's a queue a mile long. Considering the store's only a large enough to warrant one counter, seems like it'll take a while. There's actually a queue a mile long. Holy shit. Damn. Lily gives an inquisitive look, unable to see the reason for my complaint. The queue's really long. Looks like we'll have to wait. How strange. How strange. Sharing the same mood of resignation, we reluctantly take our place at the end of the line. One person finishes, the line moves up. Another person finishes, the line moves up. It's this penny I got in the World War II! There you go. This penny has a tail. I remember back when I was... what was I saying? Back when I was 50, I got this penny from a... Anyway, here you go. Oh god, please make him move. Another person finishes, the line moves up. By the time we finally reach the head of the line, I'm close to dozing off that Lily has to gently pat me on the back for me to move up. Hisao! Sorry. Fair. She gives a short sigh of consternation as I move up, getting the groceries for Hanako and I put into separate bags. Thank you, please come again! By the time we emerge from the store, Lily's holding a single bag while I struggle to carry 4, both hands well and truly full. It's a lot of work, but thankfully the items in them are light. Oh my gosh. Even without looking skyward, it's obvious that a surprising amount of time's passed. The road outside being dark and lit by street lamps. Once Lily retrieves her cane, we set out back to the dormitories the way we came, leaving the welcome warm glow of the store. Despite the... Oh god, it's the creepy thing. Oh my god, is that a wolf? Despite the road being empty of cars... No, it's just Rin pretending to be a wolf. Despite the road being empty of cars, the full bags abundantly make up for the lack of noise, constantly clunking and squeaking together. My Hisao, it's good to find that you're eating well. I'm a growing guy after all. I need to eat all I can. Must be nice being a man. No, it's fucking balls and dick, man. It's pain in the ass. What? Seemingly not noticing or ignoring my surprise at the completely out of left field comment, she continues without missing a beat. Well, he doesn't really bother you when eating, most of the time. I get what you mean. Women tend to worry about stuff like that more than we do, I guess. Yeah. Modern man. The modern man is changing. Exactly. Exactly. It makes me somewhat envious, to be honest. Well, it's not like we can outright ignore it. With an affirmative nod, we continue on our walk. That's right. Where's it? Hanako mentioned your birthday was earlier this year. Do anything special for it? She gives a long pause, lost in thought for a few seconds as she recalls the events. Not really. It was just Hanako and I having a little party during the night after school. Your birthday's supposed to be a big event, you know. Sounds like a pretty lonely way to spend a birthday. Just she and Hanako staying overnight. Birthdays always felt like a family occasion for me. They were a time when, in spite of their full-time jobs, both my parents would make an effort to be there for the day, or at least for a party beforehand. Man, it sounds like his parents were pretty inattentive. It reminds me of how Lily mentioned she hasn't seen her family in such a long time, and even ended up moving away from Akira's house afterwards. But I guess it's the same in situations as mundane as these. Considering her inability to read the packaging, just getting groceries would be a pain without somebody else around. She should get a dog. She should get a dog. In the end, she just has Hanako and I, and Akira when she's off from work. Be that as it may, she still seems to have many more distant friends among the students, not to mention people like Yuko. Ugh, God, let's never mention her. It seems to be her own choice that there's such a separation between those who are close to her and those who she only socializes with. It humbles me a little to see how much Lily seems to have her life set up and going just as she wants. Yet Hanako is there for her to celebrate her birthday, and I'm here helping her with shopping. It's kind of a weird symbiosis, I suppose. Are you alright, Hisao? You sort of zoned out for a bit there, you stupid daft twat. Oh, sorry. You just seem to be very quiet, that's all. Oh, sorry, I was just thinking. Oh? Now I've piqued your interest. Kind of feels overly personal to talk about, though. And what I have to say is tell the truth. I will tell the truth. It was just kind of... I was thinking about how you seem to have everything so sorted out, even with Hanako relying on you. I can't admit that... I can admit that even I kind of relied on you when I first transferred in. I think it's a good quality to have. I turned to Lily, surveying her reaction. She's forcing herself to look forward and furrowing her brow quite a bit. Her face looks a bit awkward, as if she was trying to find just the right words. Lily? Oh, you might have said something wrong there. I would thank you, but assuming that I don't rely on the presence of others is too much. You'd be wrong to think that Hanako simply depends on me with nothing in return. She seemed to have a bit of trouble saying it, even though it's largely what I'd thought already. If she's tried hard to maintain her independence as anyone would have had to in her position, cited or not, maybe she finds it hard to talk about her own needs. It's only now that I realise an omission in what she says, though. I decide to follow it up, largely in jest, to avoid things getting too personal. Oh, and what about me? She suddenly runs ahead of me and turns, blocking me off. With a smile, she holds her hands behind her and she leans forwards. You're different. And with that, she turns back and continues to walk ahead of me, with a newfound spring in her step. All I can do is raise an eyebrow and give a dazed grin. I don't think I've ever seen this playful and teasing side of her before. So, I'm different. It's hard to work out the exact context, but knowing her, this ambiguity was intended. Our relationship has been changing, at the very least simply because I've begun to stand on my own feet more and started getting more curious about the situation of those around me. As to why? Probably a mix of personal curiosity and a want to try and work out how to deal with my situation. It looks like she's wearing the moon as a hat. I'm less sure of Lily, though. That's why her own statement so similar to my own feelings towards her throws me off so much. Watching her make her way up the street, cane tapping from left to right, I decide to settle the matter later and just smile. This is a nice side to her. Backside. I don't want to forget it. It's like, I like your backside. Eventually we get to the girls' dormitories, both my arms aching from the weight of the 2 sets of groceries. Haha, we're finally here. I bend down to wipe my forehead with the back of my hand. Lily stops in front of her door and sets down her bag, fishing around in her pockets for the key. Thank you, Hisao. I really appreciate your help. I really appreciate your help. This is nothing. It might be nothing for you, but it's definitely something for me. And with that, she steps through her door, closing it behind her. I blink. Those are nothing but honest thanks, but I can't help feeling something different about them. Anyway, I have something else to do before I can mull on that at my leisure. I turn back to the door to Hanako's room and proceed to knock twice in quick succession, the bag still in my hand rustling together. After a couple of seconds, hello? The door slowly opens. If one weren't looking closely, they could be forgiven for thinking it hadn't moved at all. I twist my head to the side to try and peer through the tiny sliver of a gap between the door and the door frame. Hey, Hanako, I've got your stuff. Show me your stuff! Hey, Hanako, show me your stuff! With that, she opens the door completely, making her plain room visible over her shoulder. Sparsely decorated, it's probably even more unremarkable than my room. I hold out my right arm, both bags almost pulling it straight back down with their weight. Thank you, Hisao. I'm sorry to make you carry them all this way. It's fine, don't worry. Just don't make me do it every day, okay? I pass the bags to her as I give a light-hearted chuckle. After the initial transfer of weight, she manages to take them easily. She's like, you're just going to do a couple of weightlifters. He's like, oh, Jesus. I'm just going to go a couple of rounds on your chest if you don't mind me, Hisao. Hanako, stop. Oh, okay, Hanako. Hanako, no. Oh. I'll be off then. Night, Hanako. Good night. See you in class tomorrow. Back where the old Hanako's great. With a deep bow, her groceries still held in both hands, she steps back and shuts the door. Making my way back to my own dorm, I put one bag into my other hand to balance them out. Even if I do so, I can't get Lily's light-hearted smile out of my mind. When I'd first met her, it would have been nearly impossible to imagine her like that. Indeed, it feels like we've become closer in the past few weeks since I first got to know both she and Hanako. The time that I spent with her each day, the small exchanges of happiness we share, those small moments of joy as I get close to her. I'm far from certain, but I don't think these are just the normal feelings of friendship. I am unsure of human emotions. How do I process these feelings? Must have robo love. Once I return to my room, I store away my groceries and begin getting ready for the night. Night party. I swap the school books in my bag for those I'll need tomorrow, pulling out the yellow envelope Misha gave me earlier in the process. God, I'm fucking sick and tired of reading this envelope. I got sidetracked by one thing after another that I couldn't deal with it earlier. Who could have written me? I wonder. The name neatly adorning the back of the envelope freezes me in my tracks. It's been so long since I've seen her writing. There's little chance I could have identified it as hers otherwise. Iwanako. Why? Should she have written me? I can't think of any good reason for her to do this. I almost don't open the letter because there'd be a little point to that. If I just left it alone, its mere existence would gnaw at me until I did something about it. Great, I have to read this fucking again. I look down at... I'm going to do it anyway, just in case for people who haven't seen it before. I look down at the piece of paper on my desk. Its bright and summery decoration beaming happily at me. The lettering is in pink, jarring badly with the yellow sunflower border on the card. Or the card. The handwriting is neat. The characters have been written thoughtfully and with an unusual amount of care. I'd barely given the letter a second thought when it was given to me. But now I can't get its contents out of my mind. While I'd like to say that I don't know why she used such an old-fashioned method of communication, considering a phone call or an email would be better, much faster and easier, the answer feels obvious enough given the content. A letter leaves a comfortable distance between the sender and the recipient. Unlike a phone, it doesn't require that you engage in conversation. And unlike email, there is less expectation of an immediate reply. Statements such as, the third years seem to be very anxious about the final exams, and it's so weird to think we are already seniors, isn't it? Are just small talk. Small talk that could have been achieved by simply replying to any of the messages I'd sent her while in the hospital. The ending, though, is the true reason she sent this. The last couple of lines added almost as an afterthought. Oh my god, do I not have to read the whole thing again? Oh, awesome. I wonder if we'll meet again. Perhaps it's for the best if we don't. It's a statement that should hurt. I've always heard breakups are nasty stuff, but it feels like this is simply a reaffirmation of what we both already knew instead. It's the preceding... I don't feel like you weren't together anyway, but... It's the preceding text, no more than small talk, that makes me feel most uneasy. I can't figure out why, no matter how long I sit here and look down at this bright and summery piece of paper. If you would like to correspond with me, by all means write me back. It's plainly obvious that this is not the type of letter to be replied to. In the end, this letter is no more than a simple abdication of responsibility. Oh my god, my neck. I feel like I've taken Viagra in my neck. A final statement to... I've eaten Viagra. Ugh, god, stiff neck. It's an old joke. It's like an old man joke. A final statement to reassure herself that our relationship is over. As such, I find I have little problem in scrunching the letter and envelope into a ball and tossing it into the waste bin, ridding myself of its existence. Good going. I go to bed with mixed feelings, cheated out of a pleasant evening by this intruder from the past. Stranger in the tub. Stranger in the tub, yeah. Ironically, it takes a while before I can manage to sleep. Ironically... Wait a minute. Okay, fair enough, whatever. I sweat profusely, yum, awaiting the dreaded moment. Gross. Gross. Each tick of the clock tenses my muscles that much more, every minute making more hairs stand on end. It's coming for me. I can feel it. Death! Death in the form of a single sheet of paper. I take the small pile of papers from the student in front of me and pass it backwards after plucking off the top piece. Looking to the right of the page, I find my fears realized with that small red circle. 43! I hang my head and sigh in resignation, cursing under my breath. I can feel the aura of a similar sentiment rising from the entire class. It's strange, but the fact lifts my mood by a minuscule amount. Misery loves company, I suppose. As the teacher opens his mouth, the room braces for the inevitable onslaught. Only to be saved at the last minute. Saved by the bell! We quickly move to collect our bags and leave for lunch post-haste, but the teacher delivers a parting broadside. We'll be discussing the class's test scores next lesson. Needless to say, there'll be quite some discussion to be had. Oh god, Batman. Shit. Pissed off Batman. Oh shit, man. Shit. A collective groan resounds from the class, now reduced to shuffling out dejectedly. I push the sheet into my bag as I walk along the hallway, crumpling it in the process. It's enough that such a troublesome letter ended up on my desk yesterday, and now this. I hate English. Hisao! Oh Jesus, that's gonna be Misha. Hisao! A stern female voice gruffly calls out from behind me. I freeze on the spot, my face becoming like stone. It's as if I can feel my brain disconnecting from my body. My eyes slowly shift right, trying to catch a glimpse of the disembodied voice. Nothing? What? My face begins to slip as time passes. I decide to risk turning my head. Ever so slowly, I twist to the... Yeah! I jump in the air and drop my bag, yelling out in surprise. As I recover and regain my composure, I turn to see... I should have known. Emmy. Oh, it's Emmy. Got you, Hisao! She stands there with a mischievous grin on her face. Actually, yes. Hands forward and fingers pointed inwards. She was the one who jabbed my ribs with her finger. I looked down at her with a grimace, rubbing my hair in frustration. That's no way to greet someone you know. You have no sense of humour. I left my sense of humour in my English class. Complained to the teacher if you wanted to give him back to me. She pulls her best poppy dog eyes on me as she pouts. Lily's managed to build up my resistance to the tactic, but Emmy's short stature adds enough to the effect to make me relent. So, how are things? Haven't seen you around for a while. Same old, same old. I run so fast nobody wants to join me on my morning runs. It's a real pain. Her modesty never fails to amuse me. Although... Uh-oh. You know what I'm thinking, don't you, Hisao? Wearing my emotions on my sleeve is one of my most habits. She's seen right through me. Fortunately, I see somebody else approaching us that will give me an out. Oh, hi, Hanako. Help me out. I give her a welcoming wave and try my best at looking like I haven't noticed Emmy's pouting face. She gives a small wave back.
Hello, it's Hisao. Emmy. Hey, Hanako.
I'll join you and Lily in a sec. Actually, speaking of lunchtime company, it's odd to see you without Rin, Emmy.
Oh, Rin!
Without a second word, she forgets all about us and bolts off the hallway. She must have forgotten she was waiting for her. Hanako and I stand speechless, only able to helplessly stand and watch this ball of seemingly boundless energy dash off.
Oh yeah, Hisao!
Wait. She suddenly stops herself just before vanishing around the corner to the rooftop staircase, spinning around to meet our bemused faces.
I hate English too.
And with that, she disappears. All I can do is hang my head and give a long sigh. Thoroughly left in the dust. As I hear a short giggle coming from behind me, I turn to see Hanako smiling at the corner my attacker rounded. I pick up my drop bag from the floor and quickly dust it off. Afternoon. Be busy?
You don't like English?
Oh, nah, I had a test on it a while back. Emmy caught me brooding about the results.
Oh, sorry.
She averts her gaze, guilt written on her face. A casual observer would think she just accidentally reminded me of a dead relative.
Oh, I'm sorry I have to remind you about your dead... uncle?
Come on, it's not your fault. Hey, how are you doing in it? She looks up, though, still avoiding meeting my eyes.
Alright, I suppose.
An awkward silence passes. They seem all too common around Hanako.
Lily asked if you'd like to join us for lunch on the roof.
I guess I don't exactly have any pressing engagements to attend to. Sure, I'll be right up.
I'll go get lunch from the cafeteria now, then.
Go on, you don't need my approval to leave, you know.
Oh, okay, I'll be going then.
Jesus Christ, what the hell, man? She's given a skittish reply, a small nod, and quickly makes off towards the cafeteria. Oh god, the people are... I guess she must have forgotten to bring lunch today, as I walk through the hallways more, and more students start to come out of the classrooms and pass me, going in the same direction as Hanako went. By the time I manage to make it to the stairs, I'm having to push my way past a busily chatting throng of students. But... oh, actually, we'll get to the top, then we'll end. I finally managed to get past the last of the crowd and round the staircase, slumping slightly in relief and slowing my pace before I open the door to the roof.
Ah, damn!
What is he saying ah damn about? We'll find out next time. In more Katawa Shoujo. Thank you for watching, guys. I've been Millbee. This has been Katawa Shoujo. Hope you enjoyed yourselves. I did. And I'll see you next time. Goodbye.